Hi, my name is Kerry. I've been on YouTube before, but not doing this. I've actually been singing before, but I'm actually doing an infertility diary. I've done this about 1 billion times on my camera. Now this camera, I'm hoping, isn't going to be doing what it did before. It was making a really weird clicking noise, and I'm really hoping that's gone now. So that's good, and we're doing a weird focus thing as well. So I had to then do my other camera, which then I zoomed right in. I'm hoping I'm not zoomed in too far right now. I was zoomed too far in, and I actually cut off the top of my head. So I've had to do it like loads of times. But basically, I just wanted to share with you a few things. Firstly, my name's Kerry, as I said before. I'm 28 years old, and I'm going to discuss some problems of mine, my infertility. Thinking about the recording, I'm doing this from some inspiration that I had not long ago, actually, from a girl who was also on YouTube, who had the exact same problems as me. She had polycystic ovaries, and she was the same age as me, and she basically was just sharing people her story. And I really hope that what I share with you will help someone out there. She made me feel like I wasn't the only person out there who had this condition and problems with infertility. So I hope that when you listen to this, that you may be able to understand a little bit what I'm going through, and that I can hopefully help you as well. Okay, so basically I have been married for nearly 7 years in January, and about 8 months after I got married, I actually had to come off the pill due to a blood clot in my lung, which then I found out I had pneumonia at the same time. I did only find out years later that the blood clot was caused by the pill, and basically that I had to come off it, and I couldn't go back on it then, and I've not been on it since. So you can imagine, a few years down the line, I weren't getting pregnant, and so I went to the doctors and basically told them that, and said that we wanted to start trying for a baby, and that we hadn't got pregnant already. So Dr. Hurst at the time referred me through to the LGI to go and investigate what the problem was. He actually said to me he thought that I had polycystic ovary syndrome, but he wanted to go and make sure from the hospital. So I went there and had lots of tests. I had my fallopian tubes, so I had dye put in my fallopian tubes. I had cameras put inside and lots of invasive things, and found out that I had polycystic ovaries. They then started doing tracking for me to track whether I was ovulating or not, and then put me on a drug called clomiphene. Now, I actually still have my packets of my clomiphene. This is my second pack, and I also have another pack, which I did start October 2009, only a month after I actually found out I had polycystic ovaries. So I was on that for a few months. My body took to it quite well, and but I wasn't getting pregnant. I was on, for a total of the first time I've been on it, I was on it for 6 months, and it didn't work. I were ovulating, and I was producing eggs and everything like I was meant to, but I wasn't getting pregnant. So basically I came off the clomiphene because I just got to the point where I was stressing myself out, and it was getting a bit too much. And I think it was about a year that I was off the clomiphene, and basically thought to myself, I'm going to try my best to get pregnant naturally. So I started making jewellery, I started doing lots of lovely things. I started my bird watching as well last year. Lots of lovely things that I did to try and relax myself and to try and help myself get pregnant naturally. I also started hypnotherapy. I lost weight. I started a really healthy diet. And everything I did was to really strive to help myself get pregnant. And it still didn't, nothing. I then, September last year, I went back to the hospital and decided that I wanted to go ahead and, see basically still why I wasn't getting pregnant. So then I went for a laparoscopy, and they told me that my left fallopian tube was twisted and stuck to my bowel. So I got that fixed, and then started the clomiphene again, just for 3 months. And I think the only reason why I had 3 months was because altogether I'd then had my 9 months and weren't allowed any more, because I think it can affect your body. So I had the 3 months and just continued to try naturally after that, because Dr. Sharma was quite positive that I was going to get pregnant after that, because there was no reason now why I physically couldn't get pregnant. And it's now a year later. It's now the 11th of September 2012. And still I haven't got pregnant. It's really weird actually thinking about it. I found out in September 2009 I had my polycystic ovaries. September 2011 I had my laparoscopy. In September 2012 I am now going for IVF, which is my next stage. After I found out that Dr. Sharma, she basically had said she thought I'd get pregnant naturally, I continued to try, and then went back to her for her to say, your tubes mustn't be working like we thought. There's no point of going for IUI, which is intrauterine insemination, because there's still the fallopian tubes are involved. So she said very bluntly, I'm going to put you forward for IVF. Now you can imagine I was quite upset. IVF is always the last option, apart from like adoption or fostering. And no woman wants to get to that point. They would love to get pregnant naturally. I'm sure you would agree, before IVF. But now, this time has come, and I accepted it. I was a bit upset, but I accepted it, and got ready for it, got all my consent forms, filled them in, and basically I was waiting for that to happen. And basically my husband got a call from the hospital to say, we really apologise, there's been a big misunderstanding, a big mistake. You're not actually entitled to the IVF for free due to your postcode. Now, according to the hospital, our postcode is under the York region, which is North Yorkshire. And North Yorkshire are not entitled to IVF for free on the NHS. So we had to, we got the MP involved, the local MP. It didn't help, and they basically said it was the PCTU's over the funding for IVF that were basically saying they couldn't do anything. So we had to change doctors, and we changed to the Garforth doctors, which actually is really nice doctors. And now we've been referred back to the hospital, which now, a few years later, is actually in Seacroft. It's the RMU. We have our appointment on Thursday the 13th of September, and I'm really hoping that everything from now on is going to go to plan. I really do believe that we will have children, and I hope that the IVF will be successful. I'm going to do some more recordings through the IVF, so that you can see what is involved. And my friends and family out there, I will put it on Facebook and keep you updated on how I'm going with it every step of the way. I hope that someone out there has been helped by what I've said today, and I really hope that you follow me on YouTube with my story. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you after I have had my nurse's appointment, and I'll update you then. Okay, bye.